Shalom Aleichem Malachi Ashoreis Malachi Elyoin Mimelech Malchei HaMelochim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shalom Aleichem Malachi Ashoreis Malachi Elyoin Mimelech Malchei HaMelochim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shalom Aleichem Malachi Ashoreis Malachi Elyoin Mimelech Malchei HaMelochim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyoin, Mimelech Malchei HaMelochim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boyachem Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyoin, Mimelech Malchei HaMelochim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay Boyachem Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyoin, Mimelech Malchei HaMelochim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Abrocho lechai, oy lomim magavo ve'agdulo. Lechai, oy lomim adeyo ve'adibur. Lechai, oy lomim mi huze ve'yezehu. Ze keili ve'yabehu. Mi huze ve'yezehu. Ze keili ve'yabehu. Lemi, lechai hoy lomim, zuvemen und zuvemen, lechai hoy lomim, lemi, lechai hoy lomim, zuvemen und zuvemen, lechai hoy lomim. Lechai oy lomim, abino ve'abrocho. Lechai oy lomim, hagavo ve'agdulo. Lechai oy lomim, adeyo ve'adibur. Lechai oy lomim, mi huze ve'yezehu. Ze keili ve'yabehu. Mi huze ve'yezehu. Ze keili Lemi, lechai oy lomim, zuvemen und zuvemen, lechai oy lomim.
Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats so we may start the program on time. Once again, please find your seats. The program will begin shortly.
Lechai oy lomim, lemi, lechai oy lomim, zuvemen und zuvemen, lechai oy lomim, lemi, lechai oy lomim, zu wemmen und zu wemmen. Lechai oilamim, lemi, lemi, lemi. Lechai oilamim, zu wemmen und zu wemmen. Lechai oilamim, lemi. Ze keidi keili vi ameyu mi ze vi ezehu ze keidi vi ameyu le mi lecha yoy no mim zu wemmen und zu wemmen lecha yoy no mim le mi lecha yoy no mim zu wemmen und zu wemmen lecha yoy no mim le mi lechai oilamim zu wemmen und zu wemmen lechai oilamim lemi lechai oilamim zu wemmen und zu wemmen lechai oilamim. Lechai oilamim zu wemmen und zu wemmen lechai oilamim lemi lechai oilamim zu wemmen und zu wemmen lechai oilamim. Waderes vio emuno lechai oilamim Abino ve'abrocho lecha yoinomim Hagavo ve'hagduno lecha yoinomim Adeo ve'hagdibu lecha yoinomim Mi uze v'yezehu Ze keili v'yamehu Mi uze v'yezehu Ze keili v'yamehu Lemi, lechai oilamim zu wemmen und zu wemmen lechai oilamim lemi, lechai oilamim zu wemmen und zu wemmen lechai oilamim.
Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats. The program will begin shortly. Please make your way down to the ballroom and find your seats. The program will begin shortly.
למען החי וראי adabrono sholom bo למען החי וראי למען החי וראי adabrono sholom bo oy leman beis Hashem Elokeinu abak shotoy v'lo leman beis Hashem Elokeinu abak shotoy v'lo Leman beis Hashem Elokeinu avak shotoy v'lo Leman beis Hashem Elokeinu avak shotoy v'lo למען החי וראי למען החי וראי adabrono sholom bo oy leman beis Hashem Elokeinu avak shotoy v'lo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the program will begin in 2 minutes. Please find your seats. Once again, the program will begin in 2 minutes. Please find your seats.
Oy leman beis Hashem Elokeinu avak shotoy v'lo leman beis Hashem Elokeinu avak shotoy v'lo ay la 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 oy la 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 ay la 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 mama oy la 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 ay la 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 oy la 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 oh ay la 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 ay la 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 Hashem Elokeinu avak shotoy
With the first Aliyah to the Holy Land in the 18th century, the founder of Chabad Lubavitch, Rabbi Shneur Zalman of Liadi, known as the Alter Rebbe, established Colel Chabad to encourage and support these early pioneers. The Alter Rebbe took personal responsibility for their survival and well-being. Ever since, it has been the obligation of each Jew to support their brethren in Israel. Indeed, Colel Chabad is the oldest continuously operating Jewish charity in the Holy Land. For over 200 years, each succeeding Rebbe of Chabad Lubavitch has personally headed and taken responsibility for Colel Chabad. In our times, it has been the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Menachem M. Schneerson.
Krijgt der Alter Rebbe a dosis der Schuss was Sonntag und leest sich da wie hieß Tami Blon und leest in der Dere Shevachise als Zeichen gewählt zu der Gejulo Demos und der Kolkel in der Yomi Shevachise und der Dere Shevachise.
The world has changed during those 200 years. Wars, famine, industrial revolutions, population shifts, scientific breakthroughs. But the mission of Colel Chabad has not. Indeed, in our times, our Rebbe took it upon himself to revitalize Colel Chabad so that it could address the challenges of dynamic changes in the Holy Land. A new young society, new immigrants, Holocaust survivors, victims of terror, war widows, and orphans. Today, the impact of the oldest continuing operating charity in Israel is evident everywhere in Israel. Soup kitchens, daycare centers, non-profit supermarkets, holiday food distribution, free loan funds, immigrant aid, help for widows and orphans, dental care for children. The list of Colel Chabad's humanitarian services goes on and on.
Hello. Good evening. I want to start tonight by apologizing for everybody for the bait and switch. Because it appears everybody wanted to get into Casa Cipriani because it's impossible to get into Casa Cipriani. So we sent out invitations telling everybody that tonight's dinner was at Casa Cipriani. It is not true that a transformer blew out and we couldn't have the dinner here. We always planned to have the dinner here, but we thought we would have a much wider audience if we did it that way. And this was $25 a person cheaper. It is also not true that we're going to 42nd Street for dessert. But the good news is anybody who sent their pledges to Casa Cipriani, we will retrieve them from there. My name is Richard Bourne, and as chairman of this special evening, I invite you to enjoy our inspiring program. I'd like to begin by thanking our hosts, Joe and Jack Harry, and Lou Schneider. As the world grappled with the devastating humanitarian crisis in Ukraine, one organization stepped up to provide hope and support to those in need. Chabad Network of Shluchim, the Rebbe's Army. At Ben Gurion Airport in Israel, tireless efforts of Colel Chabad welcomed thousands of refugees, many returning Israeli citizens, with open arms and essential services. Colel Chabad helped Chabad Shluchim from 26 cities establish offices in communities to rebuild their lives, shelter, education, and employment. During Pesach, Colel Chabad brought together 1,750 refugees from 22 countries, offering them a sense of community, tradition during a difficult time. It's a privilege to be part of this compassionate and dedicated network, the largest Jewish education and social services organization in the world. Tonight, we come together to honor and celebrate exceptional individuals who have made a significant impact through their tireless efforts and dedicated services to Colel Chabad. Through Colel Chabad's Pantry Packers project, over 120,000 people have dedicated their time to working at the packing facility. This summer, Jacob Gorney, inspired by his Rabbi Alushi, achieved a lifelong dream of having his bar mitzvah in Israel, but not without adding an additional selfless component. He and his family took time to visit the Pantry Packers. In recognition of his generosity and commitment to helping others, Colel Chabad is proud to present Jacob Gorney with the Pantry Packers Tzedakah Award and ask him to make a motzah. We got the award. He's going to cut the phone. Okay, perfect. Where's the mic? No, he doesn't come off.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Where's it from? Oh. Come on, Jacob, stand in the middle.
Good evening. First, I want to thank Colel Chabad for inviting me out here to New York to receive this award. I truly believe Colel Chabad changes lives and do great things in Israel, helping the Jewish community and the people in need. I loved my time helping out Colel Chabad in that little time I was there, and I just really want to thank him and everybody there for what they do and how they change lives in Israel. Good evening.
Thank you, Jacob. For 4 decades, one extended family, the Rabashkins, have been a pillar of Colel Chabad activities and a feature at the Colel Chabad dinner. We have with us Sholem Mordechai Rabashkin to do the invocation, and we pray for all of those who need blessings, including our brothers and sisters in Israel.
Where's the Timmy? Okay.
You know it?
Yeah. Shir Lamalois, Asa Einai Elohori Me'ayin Yavi Ezri Me'im Adinoi Esa Shemayim V'aretz. Al Yiten Lamet Racha Yon Shem Racha Hine Leonu V'lo Yishon Shem Yisrael Al Neshem Racha Adnei Tzilcha Yad Minecha Yeva Ma'asham Eshle Akeke V'rech V'lo Adnei Yishmorcha Mekora Yishmer Es Navshecha Adnei Yishmer Tzeitzcho V'yacha Mata V'adelam. May Hashem bless all of you with major success in all you do.
Yael Eckstein is an inspiring leader and a beacon of light for all. She has worked tirelessly to bring philanthropy, justice, and support to those in need, both in Israel and around the world. Her passion for helping others shines through in her work and her remarkable speeches, which have been heard by audiences around the world. She serves as an Or LaGoyim, a beacon unto the nations, spreading illumination and righteousness everywhere and anywhere. We are deeply grateful for all of Yael's support and dedication to Colel Chabad, and let us welcome Yael Eckstein to the stage. I only ask that we quiet down a little bit for Yael, because her words are truly special.
Dearest friends, it is so wonderful to be here with you today in New York to focus on what I believe is the most sacred issue to be discussing and honoring, the importance of food charity and how it aligns with the values of our Jewish community. Just last week, I boarded an airplane for the freezing cold and desperate conditions of Moldova, which borders Ukraine. I arrived with blankets, food, bottled water, and emergency winter aid to distribute to the oldest and the weakest of the community, hoping that it will enable them to survive just one more winter. I went house to house, desperation to desperation, distributing this aid, and to be honest, it wasn't just the cold that chilled my bones, but the feeling of helplessness. As I left 89-year-old Tatiana's small one-room apartment on the 9th floor of an old and dilapidated Soviet building, I sat in the stairway for a few minutes and I cried. What touched me most about Tatiana is that she appreciated the food and winter emergency aid, but even more so, she appreciated my visit. She held my arm and she wouldn't let go. She kissed me as if I was her long-lost daughter. She cradled my face and told me with tears in my eyes, "Thank you for not forgetting me." Tatiana has no family, no support, and she sits much of the day in darkness because the electric network of Moldova is connected to Ukraine. Tatiana represents tens of thousands of elderly across the former Soviet Union who will never have food security, will never have peace, and will never have real comfort. As I sat in that freezing and dark stairwell of Moldova, outside of this home of this incredible Holocaust survivor who doesn't know if she'll one day die of hunger, I felt in my soul just how important it is that the Israeli government joined the national food program of Colel Chabad. Because of this initiative, at least in Israel, people won't need to go hungry. It's truly historic and an inspiring initiative in so many ways. The government of Israel has taken on a heavy burden, and that is saving countless of lives by adopting the National Food Initiative. Especially these days, it feels nice to be saying something good about government. When it comes to governments, both in Israel and America, what stands out to me most is how divided and discouraged we are. Last month in Israel, I spoke to my neighbor, who I found sitting under a tree in reflection, who said that she just couldn't shake the feeling that this new government doesn't see her. Then I went to a grocery store where I ran into an old friend who was upbeat and happy that finally the government represents him, that he felt so rejected by the previous government. And just yesterday, on the way to New York, I sat next to an American woman at the airport who was discouraged by the politics in America. Both sides, actually. I've lost faith in the system, she said. And I hear her. I hear all of them. It's clear to everyone that there's a part of the system which is intrinsically broken if so many people feel lost within it. And us, my friends sitting here, have a decision. We can raise up our hands in despair, or we can work to make the world better. All of us here are inspired by the Rebbe for exactly this reason. He never raised his hands in despair. He taught us to have such a deep love for all people and use that as a motivation to bring change. He didn't wait for the system to console the people, to help them, to bring them hope and faith. He did it himself, and he inspired others to join. For the past 18 years, I've been so inspired to see how Colel Chabad works with every government elected in Israel, and they represent Jewish, Muslim, secular, religious in everything they do. I feel like the Rebbe was speaking to us when he so beautifully said, at the peaks of life, you catch a glimmer of the light of your soul, and when you hit rock bottom, you can touch its very core. Essentially, he was speaking to us, whether you're high or low, inspired or discouraged, having a good year or a bad year, you can use that to inspire yourself and the entire world for good. At every moment, we have a choice, and we must choose simply to complain about the darkness or to work hard and bring light. What I see everyone here declaring tonight, simply by showing up, is that you believe in bringing light and spreading light. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love your neighbor like yourself. And I believe that to love your neighbor like yourself, it means that anything we'd want for ourselves, we'd obviously want for our brothers and sisters. And we'd even give from what we have to make that happen. Sadly, most of the world turns a blind eye to people in need, to ignore their struggles, and to assume that they are somehow less deserving of our love and attention. But as the prophet Yeshayahu, Isaiah, wrote, "This is not the kind of fast I have chosen, to loose the chains of injustice and to set the oppressed free." We are called to be advocates for justice and to work towards breaking the chains of oppression and inequality. We sit here together investing in food security because we believe in justice and equality. We believe in justice and equality for 84-year-old Chaim, who came to Israel from Iraq and has no living family. Shh. For Chaim, visiting the soup kitchen is the highlight of his day and his month and his year. And going to this Chabad soup kitchen is what's keeping him alive both for lunch and dinner. Not only is it keeping him from going hungry, it's the only time he leaves the four walls of his tiny apartment and has some socializing with friends. Yes, we believe in justice and equality for 24-year-old Chaya, a single mother of a newborn baby in Netanya whose husband died suddenly, and she's left with nothing, and her deepest prayers answered when she gets baby formula from Colel Chabad. Indeed, we believe in justice and equality, and we sit here this evening because we realize that in order to have true equality in the area of food security, all of us, the leaders of the community, must come together to show the world that it's a real priority, that it's a real need, and that it's a real solution. And this is the magic of Colel Chabad. They take our voice, our funds, and they use it to change the system. They make it happen. This national food program started with a dream and has transformed into a government policy. All of us together have taken the broken system and made it whole. Together, a government-led program now is feeding 32,000 of Israel's poorest people. We are so proud at the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews that among our hundreds of programs, this program is one of our priorities, and that's why this year we are donating $9 million to the National Food Initiative, soup kitchens, and baby formula for the single mothers. May we all strive to be a light in the world and bring blessings to those around us through the sacred, life-saving, and world-changing act of food charity. Todah.
I am honored to introduce Val Blavatnik as a representative of the Blavatnik family and foundation. The Blavatnik family is synonymous with charity and philanthropy, and Colel Chabad has been a proud partner of the Blavatnik Family Foundation for over 2 decades. We're thrilled to be entering into a partnership with the next generation as Vlad continues the family tradition. And I can assure you that any partnership with a Blavatnik can be rewarding. Val, you're up.
Good evening. Thank you, Richard. I'm honored to represent my father, Len Blavatnik, and the entire Blavatnik Family Foundation. Our family takes great pride in our Judaism, supporting Jewish causes around the world, and on top of the list, of course, is Chabad. Thank you. Rabbi Duchman spending time with us brings back great memories. The Duchmans taught our family so much about the Torah and Judaism and about doing for others, which I still hold to my heart today. My parents did not grow up with a typical Jewish upbringing, especially my father in communist Russia, where religion didn't even exist. I remember Rabbi Duchman's daughters coming to teach us Torah when we were young kids, fondly. I will leave you with a quote from the Rebbe that has resonated with me during the Hanukkah candle lighting. We must not only illuminate the inside of the homes, but also the outside and the world at large. Thank you, Colel Chabad, for all the amazing work you do. We look forward to continuing our friendship and partnership for many years to come.
As we gather here tonight, I must first acknowledge the recent passing of my mother, May her memory be a blessing. Adeni kaparas mishkava. May I be an atonement for her resting. She was the matriarch and foundation of her family, a Holocaust survivor who, with my father of blessed memory, built their lives here in America and raised their families devoted to the teachings of Chabad and to the Rebbe, Zechusa Yogin Alai. My dear friends, Manishtana Halayla Hazeh, how are we different from the many other institutions that you support? Don't worry, we're just doing the 4 questions, we're not doing the whole Haggadah. Number 1, our founders and our history. Our projects are faithful to a 234-year history. We follow the road paved for us by the Chabad Rebbes of each generation with the incredible zguras and brachas they gave to all those involved in this holy institution. Number 2, our outlook. Our programs help anyone and everyone in need, regardless of age, gender, background, or religious affiliation. Number 3, our modus operandi. We leverage each dollar through partnerships, matching grants, and one-time capital investments. And number 4, our attitude, respect and dignity. We respect the people we serve. It's our duty, responsibility, honor, and privilege to serve and to help them. This is what we believe. This is who we are. This is how we are different. These 4 characteristics define everything we do. This year, we reached a milestone that was over a decade in the making. On June 20th, the government of Israel passed a law and commissioned Colel Chabad as its extended arm of addressing food security in Israel. No longer a pilot project that is subjected to the ups and downs of Israel's political roller coaster. It's in the operating budget of the Israeli government. This was a dream that we turned into a reality. With this in place, the Blavatnik Food Bank has grown from serving 10,800 families each month to 22,778 families this December. By year's end, we plan to reach a staggering 37,000 families. Each day, another city or municipality is going live. I thank you, Eduardo and Leticia, for helping this project. Many parents in Israel struggle to feed their infants, not because formula is unavailable, but because they can't afford to buy it. Baby formula is now one of the most frequently shoplifted items. Partnering with the government, we are giving 3,150 families every month baby formula. Thank you, Arison family, and thank you, Yoel. The Blavatnik's food security program total cost in 2022 was $25,931,040. This is just one of our many projects of the conglomerate of Chesed Colel Chabad. In addition to our many ongoing programs, Colel Chabad has 8 additional programs providing food for the needy. Each one serves a different need and a different demographic. Cooked meals are critically important for the elderly and handicapped who are unable to cook for themselves. United Soup Kitchens, under the chairmanship of Arthur Luxembourg, serves and delivers 3,000 fresh, hot, nutritious meals every day, 365 days a year, from 23 free, beautiful restaurants. Over 1 million delicious meals a year. The cost was $5,756,984. The youngest Holocaust survivor today is well into their 80s. We each have the responsibility to see to it that they're cared for. Colel Chabad provides customized cooked meals delivered to these survivors' homes. For those in better health who are unable to cook for themselves, groceries are delivered readily, directly to their homes. Rabbi Yechiel Eckstein of blessed memory and Keren Yedidut initiated this endeavor. Under the superb leadership of Yael Eckstein, this care and commitment is continuing strongly than ever before. The cost this year was $4,050,963. The Colel Chabad chain of not-for-profit supermarkets empowers thousands of poor families to benefit from our buying power. We save them 30% of their purchases. The Colel stores established by Israeli philanthropist Moti Ben Moshe are doing almost $2 million in sales every month. Our total 22 sales in our 5 locations was over $22 million. We saved the needy over $6 million. The cost to Colel Chabad was $0. The Knasta Sandwich Program and Meals in our daycare centers feed 1,225 children. The cost was $780,845. The past 3 years have exposed the wound festering in silence. Many elderly in Israel live alone and suffer from deep loneliness and social isolation. Many are suffering from a loneliness epidemic. Our delivery personnel are sometimes the only human contact. Together with Chabad's vast infrastructure of seatings on Chabad on campus, together we launch Get Chesed. The students bring a fresh cooked Shabbat meal. They visit, spend time, play games, chat, shop, become friends with the survivors. The cost this year was $326,700. The Nerve Center for the Logistics, Purchasing, Packing, and Nationwide Distribution is our own 30,000 square foot warehouse, the Sraga Logistics Center in Be'er Tuvia. The total cost in 2022 for food programs alone was $53,462,187. Food security is basic and primary, but Colel Chabad runs numerous other projects addressing a wide range of needs. Colel Chabad stood on the forefront of the Ukrainian refugee humanitarian effort and welcomed them into Israel. The total cost for Ukrainian refugee was $6,326,266. Chesed B'Nachem Mendel, the Colel Chabad Orphan Intervention Program, provides orphan boys and girls psychological counseling, social integration, help with homework, tutoring, music lessons, Big Brother, Big Sister program, summer camps, vacations, and more. Thank you, Keren Yishishlal and the Finger family. The total cost was $9,733,025. Colel Chabad's 2 residential rehab centers, Beis Finger in Yerushalayim and Grafsky Center Migdal Emek, has set the global standard in both the treatment and the quality of life for people with horrific neurological disorders, MS, CP, ALS, PLS, Hashem Yirachem. It's not a place for the residents to only survive, they thrive. This year, we doubled the size of Base Finger. We added an additional 4 floors, 18,000 square feet, creating for the first time a training program at independent apartments for the severely handicapped. This program is revolutionary and being developed together with Hebrew University. The total cost was $4,504,067, and a special shout out to Michael, who's here with tonight, that helped us do it. We take special pride in the growing Larissa Blavatnik Daycare Network. This expanding network provides loving care, hot meals, and a growth experience for over 1,225 preschoolers. This enables the mothers to go to work with peace of mind, knowing their kids are very well taken care of. The cost was $6,533,967. I want to give a special thank you to the York family who recently inaugurated the magnificent York Daycare Center in Beersheba. We continued our absorption educational projects, the Finger Leadership Institute, Teda Shlema, Kergeti Fadaskenim Levi Yitzchak, and Learning Institute for Seniors, named for the Rebbe's father at a cost of $3,087,965. Merubim Tzarech, the needs of the Jewish nation is great and complex. Many extraordinary emergency situations come to our attention and we respond. The total cost was $1,211,971. For the past 30 years, Colel Chabad has been a leader in Aknosas Kala. We host 420 weddings for poor couples, 2 weddings every possible night at our elegant Gutnick and Luxembourg wedding hall. Over the 30 years, we hosted 5,000 weddings. It was time for an upgrade. This year, we spent $511,651 on hall renovations, and I thank you, Arthur and Randy. Another crisis that came to the forefront over the last few years is issues related to mental health and other emotional challenges. 3 new centers were dedicated specifically for this: Bnei Yitzchak Warm House, Yad Moshe Therapy Center, and Pnimim Center for Single Mothers, at a cost of $560,577. All these projects are running on a shoestring budget from a small office in Yerushalayim, in a building that was donated to Colel Chabad over 115 years ago. The cost of the administration was $1,468,150. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we announce a historic milestone. In 2022, Colel Chabad's total expenditure for the poor, the orphan, the sick, and the forgotten was a historic $85,219,759. That's a 15% year-over-year increase, excluding the one-time COVID-related programs. Looking forward to 2023, the completion of the new educational campus in Har Chomi, Yerushalayim. We will be dedicating the expansion of the Finger House and the independent apartments. And together with Keren Yedidut, the food security program will increase to an additional 15,000 families each month. We could have never accomplished all this without our remarkable partners: the Blavatnik Family Foundation, the Israeli government, Keren Yedidut, Leket Israel provides us with food surplus, Keren Mereimim, the Finger Fund, and the Claims Conference. I thank our dedicated staff here in Israel: Rabbi Shmuel Lipsker, Wendy Blau, Moshe Shmuel Deitch, Menachem Traxler, Shmuel Lewis, Yossi Pekarski, and Kasriel Sudak. A special thanks to Chani Simpson and Chana Sarah for the hard work. I thank the Rebbe for entrusting me and my family with this enormous privilege. Colel Chabad is an integral part of the Chabad legacy. It's only through the Rebbe's brachas for success that we've been able to achieve these accomplishments. Everyone joining us tonight is privileged to be a partner in continuing this holy institution. And I pray that each one of you receive the brachas our Rebbe and each of the previous Rebbes gave to those that partner this holy institution, for all the blessings above and beyond, over the top. The biggest thank you The biggest thank you to all of you comes from the tens of thousands of families that benefit from your kindness. Every day we receive scores of letters thanking you for your continued commitment to Colel Chabad. I want to share with you some of these letters.
Dear Colel Chabad, I got married 10 years ago to a loving man. We had 2 beautiful daughters together, and he did everything he could to give us a good life.
I'm a husband and proud father of 3 wonderful children. I've always excelled academically and professionally and was always expected to succeed.
Our family moved from Passaic, New Jersey to Beit Shemesh 7 years ago with our young, healthy children. We were very excited to build a life in Eretz Yisrael.
I'm 16 years old and live in Hadera. We have 6 children in my family. Being the oldest always felt like a privilege.
Beneath my husband's confident facade was a deeply pained soul and a broken spirit. By the time we became aware of his struggles with mental illness, it was too late. He was lost to us forever.
Following a series of personal tragedies and stresses, I fell to drugs and alcohol. I felt isolated, alone, and my deep sense of shame led me to shun my friends and family.
I gave birth to a child with a severe illness, which has left us facing unimaginable challenges. As an ambitious, self-sufficient person, I never thought I would need help to provide for my family.
A few months ago, I was told that my mother is very sick and needs to undergo treatment that will make her very weak and uncomfortable. I was scared and didn't know what would happen to me and my younger siblings. I knew that my life would never be the same.
Suddenly, I was left to raise our 2 young children on my own. It was a devastating and overwhelming time.
Addiction can feel like a never-ending cycle of despair and disappointment. And I often felt powerless to change my circumstances and overcome my addiction.
The stress and worry of caring for a sick child can be overwhelming, and the added financial burden has been almost too much to bear.
I know how badly my mother wants to recover and how difficult it is for her not to be able to take care of us. It's up to me to help my father take care of my younger siblings so that he can take care of my mother. Everyone says that I'm so big and mature, but sometimes I feel so small.
The assistance you provide us is a lifesaver for my sanity and for my family. You help keep a roof over our heads, and the food card you gave me allows me to put food on the table.
I can see now how much you did for me, how during my darkest hours, when I wasn't able to support my family, you were there for them.
Your help enables us to focus on the health and well-being of our sick child.
I use the food card you gave me to buy my mother good food to eat, and I prepare my siblings' favorite meals for them. It makes me so proud to see how happy my mother is to see us all enjoying a warm, delicious supper together.
Your generosity has given me hope and has allowed me to live with dignity and focus on caring for my children and rebuilding our lives.
Your organization's work is truly miraculous, and I am humbled by the compassion and generosity you have shown us.
You have given us strength to carry our burden with lightened hearts and a renewed energy.
Your help gives me hope when I feel so hopeless. It reminds me that Hashem is always with us, and He will find ways to take care of us.
Thank you, Colel Chabad, for being there when I needed you the most.
Thank you, Colel Chabad, for showing me that I'm not alone.
Thank you, Colel Chabad, for making our lives just a little bit easier.
Thank you, Colel Chabad, for agreeing to be Hashem's kind messengers.
Wow, that was beyond. Again, another round of applause for the incredible stories, the incredible team here at Colel Chabad. Thanks for putting that together. At most dinners, first of all, I'm Gary Spatelnik. Thanks for having me, appreciate it. At most dinners, guests are asked to turn off their phones and put them away. But we are not most dinners, are we? We are Colel Chabad. And tonight, we are asking all of you to actually take out your cell phones. Everyone take out your cell phones. You're doing it anyway. You probably have them out already. Anyway, so everyone take out your cell phones. I'm requesting this of everyone, especially the many fresh, young faces we have in the room, and I've seen a lot of them. And we would like to make the evening a little more interactive, giving each of you a space to express your feelings and make direct pledges to the vital work that you just saw on screen and what Rabbi Dukman was speaking of. All of us have just seen the tremendous work of Colel Chabad, and so we're inviting everyone here to join us in making direct pledges throughout the program, starting now, and dinner, to this life-sustaining cause. It's easy. First, create a new text message on your iOS phone or SMS on your cell phone or Android, and then enter the number you see on the screen, 972-848-6437. That's 972-848-6437. Sounds like a Whites in Luxembourg commercial. Type your name or your company name, the amount of your pledge, and a short message you want to share. Again, 972-848-6437. Your name, your company name, the amount of your pledge, and a short message you want to share. And when you're done, hit send. It could be 1836, 1018, wherever you want to go. We are hoping for 100% participation tonight. Everyone here has a smartphone in their pocket, and every dollar pledged will go a long way to helping Colel Chabad provide core services to Israel's neediest. There are pledge cards on your table with opportunities. Take a moment and see a specific project that you'd like to take upon. Now, who's going to be the first to text in their pledge? Do we have some up there? My eyes are not that great. We're good? We got the pledge? Pledges are rolling? Fantastic. Come on, everybody, get out those cell phones, text your pledge, and show your support to this incredible organization. Your generous donations will not be billed via your respective mobile carriers. We will lead you through the tax-deductible tzedakah process. Shalom, shalom. Enjoy the rest of the evening and text away. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Arthur Luxembourg, and I'm the chairman of the United Soup Kitchens of Israel. You just get a little, thank you. I would like to introduce tonight's guests of honor, Shmuel and Michelle Amber. The Ambers have built a beautiful family with wonderful children and grandchildren, and their love and devotion to their loved ones is evident in all that they do. The Ambers have achieved remarkable success in their business endeavors, recently selling their business to a major conglomerate. Despite their success, they remain humble and devoted to their Hasidic ways. The Ambers are a shining example of light and warmth and pillars in the Chabad Lubavitch community in Houston, Texas. We are truly privileged to have them here with us today. The plaque reads, presented to Michelle and Shmuel Amber, who embody true shleimus in thought, word, and deed. Their lives center on the three pillars, the foundation of the world, Torah, Avoda, and Gemilas Chasidim. The holy blessings which our Rebbeim gave to all who helped the holy charity are everlasting and eternal. That was a quote by the Rebbe. Colel Chabad International Awards Dinner, January 9, 2023.
I was born in Baghdad in 1946, known as Bavel, where the Talmud Bavli was written. My father was sent to England by the Iraqi government to study communication engineer. By the time I was born, he was already in charge of all the communication and telephone system in Baghdad. I still have a picture of my father with the King of Iraq and quite a few ministers. In 1950, we fled Iraq to Israel. We left everything behind. When we arrived to Israel, we were given a tent and we stayed in the tent for 1 year and a half. The Israeli government made a joint venture with General Electric of England to build a factory that builds telephone and automatic telephone exchanges. They decided to hire my father to head the factory. They chose the city of Lud since many families had no income. My father started the factory with 14 workers, and when he left, there were 3,000 workers. In the 1950s, Israel was a poor country, and food was scarce. There was rationing on meat, chicken, and eggs. On Fridays, my mother used to stand for a long time on the line to get meat or chicken for Shabbos meal. Sometimes she used to send me to stand with many housewives on the line on Friday. I observed many poor families. When I was a kid, I dreamed to win a lottery. I dreamed to win a lottery ticket and help the poor people, but I was just a kid. Going fast forward, I served in the Israeli army. I participated in the miraculous Six-Day War in 1967. In 1974, I met my wife in New York. We moved to Houston. We joined the Chabad community and the synagogue. We sent our children to the Torah Day School in Houston, and then later on to other yeshivot. It is my honor and privilege to stand here tonight together with my wife Michelle and my family. I would like to thank Rabbi Shalom Duchman, Colel Chabad, its employees, its volunteers and supporters like you. The mitzvah of tzedakah is very dear to God. פתוח תפתח את ידך לאחיך, לעניך, לאביונך וארצך. Open your hand to the poor relative and to the poor people in your country. ובחנוני נא בזאת, והריקותי לכם ברכה עד בלי די. Malach is quoting God, telling the Jews who give tzedakah that they should test God and He will reward them with unlimited blessing. This is an incredible statement. This statement God uses only once for the mitzvah of its tzedakah. I have a second reason to thank you all for fulfilling the dream when I was a child, helping the poor people. This is a story of my life. Thank you for listening, and good evening.
Torah ugedula b'makom echad, Torah and greatness combined. We are blessed to honor a great couple, Fegi and Shaul Greenwald. Shaul is well known for his knowledge of Torah and his daily Daf Yomi Shir. Shaul is not only a trusted advisor and confidant of many Rabbonim and Rosh Yeshivas, at the same time actively involved in various business ventures, always with the goal of benefiting the greater Jewish community. Please join me in welcoming Shaul and Fegi Greenwald and presenting the Builders Award. Presented to Fegi and Shaul Greenwald for a lifetime of stellar accomplishments, dedication to Torah, Am Yisrael and Eretz Yisrael, and relentless pursuit of tzedakah and chesed, Torah ugedula b'makom echad, Colel Chabad International Awards Dinner.
Both myself and my wife Fegi are so excited to participate in the Colel Chabad dinner. It's something which is an honor for us to be involved with. Colel Chabad is synonymous with chesed. In the many years I know Rabbi Duchman and the great work that Colel Chabad has done, really being at the forefront of chesed in Eretz Yisrael. I'm currently so happy to be in the epicenter of the Colel Chabad organization in Jerusalem, where people come together to help out and pack various food products to be distributed amongst the neediest of Israel. I also had the opportunity to see where the meals are packed for elderly and homebound. Those meals are the lifeline that they have to be able to be nourished properly and to have the proper food. But it's not only done just by giving it to them, it's with a lot of thought and care and concern, clear packaging so they can see what's in there, and they know that whatever they're going to get is going to be fresh and something that they actually want and they actually chose. And this way, the food is not going to waste. It's just so amazing how much thought is put into every single package. And I think that that's what Colel Chabad stands for. They open their hearts to everyone in Israel, and it's something that I'm proud to be a part of. I personally have a office in Beitar where we employ approximately 60 people that live in Israel. It's such a great feeling to be able to have a small part in helping people live in Israel and be supported in a comfortable and a nice way, in a respectable way. And I get the same feeling, I think that's what my attachment is to Colel Chabad, by the fact that you could write a check in America and we know that the money is being spent so wisely in such a nice way, in a respectable fashion, giving people what they need in a dignified manner. And it's just a great feeling to be able to know that your money is going such a long distance, not only in terms of travel from the US to Israel, but the amount that I know Rabbi Duchman works so hard on stretching each dollar to make sure that you're getting your value for each dollar. It's a great investment. We should all invest in Colel Chabad, and we should just understand that every dollar means so much to the organization, and we thank you for your support.
Tonight, Colel Chabad is proud to bestow its Young Leadership Award on an outstanding young couple. In addition to being young entrepreneurs, they are taking an active role in Colel Chabad. We know we will be seeing them in the years and decades ahead as giants of tzedakah. This Young Leadership Award is presented to Ronnie and Jonathan Goldman, true lamplighters and faithful friends of Colel Chabad, who inspire so many with their love of our people and the land of Israel. Colel Chabad International Awards Dinner, today's date, January 9th.
The Iranians burned a United States flag and denounced the U.S. government.
University students demonstrating in Tehran, shouting death to the Shah, pledge allegiance to the Islamic movement of the Ayatollahs.
The number killed in Tehran since the beginning of the month is probably well over 100. But people in this crowd were saying and believing 7,000 had been killed.
My parents and siblings escaped from Iran. And when my parents and siblings came to America, they first settled in a small apartment in the Bronx. And it happens to be, they had to leave what they had behind, and they didn't have much. So they were sitting, eating on the floor, and the community of Holocaust survivors were kind of like parents to my parents and grandparents to my siblings, where they helped them with everything from yeshiva tuition to clothing to furniture. And so we take that message, and it's a very inspiring message to us. My brother was 7 years old, and my sister was 4 years old. As time went on, and they started to get settled in America, they really wanted to have more children. My parents would go to different doctors, and a doctor told my mother, "You should be very happy. You have a boy and a girl. I'm happy with that. Many people don't have that."
Please give me bracha.
The Rebbe asked my brother, "What are you here for?" And he said, "I want a bracha." And he stopped him again, and he said, "For what?" And he was 11, maybe a bit nervous, and he asked again, "What do you want?" Rabbi Groner translated again and said, "What are you asking a bracha for?"
You can tell me what is your demand for what things?
What are you asking a bracha for?
Health, happiness, brother.
Yeah, God Almighty bless you, have all good things. God bless you that you will find your mazel and find your parnasa, and go from strength to strength.
That's for my daughter.
That's for your daughter.
And my wife, yes.
That's for your wife, have good news.
And he gave him a bracha for a brother, and a short while later, I was born. 9 years after my parents had my sister.
Went to Israel in April to celebrate the bar mitzvah of 120 orphans, and it was immense. We couldn't believe it. We feel very lucky that we're able to join their simcha on their special day. And Colel Chabad made the bar mitzvah so incredible. There was so much joy and happiness there. We were just so thrilled to be a part of it.
For any child who loses a parent, at the moment of their bar mitzvah, it's a very special connection and bond to go with generally your father, to get your own set of tefillin. And by the many children that lost their father, this was in some ways a replacement of their father that would go with them in that special experience to get them their own special set of tefillin.
Every single person remembers the day they got their tefillin. We thought coming into this that we were going to be giving these children something that can last forever. And I think that we left this bar mitzvah as the biggest receivers of them all. Because we received so much from these boys, we're going to cherish these moments for the rest of our lives. And we're going to hopefully, Bezrat Hashem, at our children's bar mitzvah, but we'll be able to also tell them about this story and tell them about this opportunity. And Bezrat Hashem, we'll be able to do more amazing things in the future where we'll be able to leave this everlasting feeling.
The Keser Shem Tov, the crown of a good name, is the crown that transcends all others. Marla and Avri Horowitz are truly deserving. Of this award as they embody the qualities of a good name with sensitivity, joy, and optimism. They are genuine, loyal friends, as is evident tonight, with the participation of such a large group of friends, family, and well-wishers. It is with great pleasure that we present the Keser Shem Tov Award to Avri and Marla Horowitz. Rabbi Shimon would say there are three crowns: the crown of Torah, the crown of priesthood, and the crown of sovereignty. But the crown of a good name surmounts them all. Marla and Avri Horowitz, you inspire others to do good and are beloved by all who know you. Colel Chabad International Awards dinner, today's date at 55 Wall Street, Cipriani.
Both me and my wife, Marla, are children of Holocaust survivors. We both had a very hard year. We both have lost our mothers in the same year. My mother in Tanis Esther, Marla's mother just not even 2 months ago. We basically now are cut off from that generation. They have inspired us in their heroism and they've showed us how to live after seeing such terrible atrocities. They raised their families here in the Jewish tradition. We are inspired from them and continue, hopefully, to use them as an example on how to raise our children in their example. One of the more moving experiences I had this year when my mother passed away, Tanis Esther. Her name was Esther. She passed away on Tanis Esther. Not a week before, we had a discussion about giving money to Colel Chabad, so we sent a check to Colel Chabad. Literally 2 days before, I called Rabbi Duchman and said, please with this check, have in mind for Matanos Le'Evyonim for her for Purim, because I knew there wasn't time to give anywhere else. Sure enough, she was niftar on Tanis Esther. She was buried on Purim. And the mitzvah of Matanos Le'Evyonim could only be given on Purim. So here she was going to Shamayim with her first mitzvah saying, here are my hands, this is who I'm giving. Matanos Le'Evyonim, I'm here with the money for the Evyonim. My mother was a huge inspiration for me in her giving, in her chesed, and I hope to create a fund in her memory, a Matanos Evyonim fund in memory of Edith Horowitz every year on her yurtzeit to be given for the children of Colel Chabad. When Rabbi Duchman came to our house to ask us to be honored, my mother-in-law was living with us. She was ill. She was outside, and it was a beautiful day, and Rabbi Duchman and his son were here. Rabbi Duchman saw that she was a Holocaust survivor and asked for a bracha, which he did, and Rabbi Duchman was very emotional with it. And they sang in Yiddish Mama. It was a really, truly inspiring moment in my mother-in-law's last week. Me and Marla feel especially honored to be honored this year, in the year that we lost both the patriarchs of both of our family, the ones who've led us here and hopefully taught us so we could lead our families going forward in the same manner that we were taught.
Claudette and Albert Safdie, enjoy tremendous blessings. A beautiful family, and our true activists with golden hearts. Claudette and Alvin Safdie play a tremendous important role in the Brooklyn Jewish community where they live and stand on the forefront of tzedakah and chesed. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight it's our privilege to present the Chesed Award to Claudette and Albert Safdie. The plaque reads, this Chesed Award presented to Claudette and Albert Safdie, true leaders and role models of chesed and kindness. Your noble ways and deep commitment to serving the needs of Am Yisrael are an inspiration to all. Colel Chabad International Awards Dinner, January 9, 2023.
While we were at Pantry Packers, I asked Rabbi Duchman, is this something you guys are working on that maybe I can get my family involved in and we can do something? So he said, oh, we have this kitchen in Ashdod. We're currently feeding about 80 to 100 people a day. We pretty much have about 500 people that we could feed daily. So if we can renovate this kitchen, expand it, fix the electric, get a flash freezer, we could do it if we just make the kitchen bigger and update it. So I said, how much does it cost? What do you think you need? The rabbi looked it up, took a couple days, got back to us. I went and I put it in our family chat. And probably within, I don't know, an hour, it was like done. Done. We called it Nunna Fortune's Kitchen in Ashdod. Within a month, I got pictures on my phone of a new doorway that was made, and some of the equipment already there, and we're just waiting on the flash freezer. And it was just so quick. Everything happened so quick. And pretty much now it's almost open to service 500 people a day, to send out food to 500 people a day. Growing up in our house, we'd all go for Shabbat dinners, Shabbat lunches, the whole family, and she would cook up a storm, like, I don't know, 15, 20 pounds of potatoes. We loved it. We grew up all together because of it. And, you know, this is something we can put her name on, her awesome food that we've been enjoying all these years, and in her honor.
I can tell you as a mother how when I see my children helping each other, it's so rewarding as a parent to see that Hashem's children are helping each other, and it's our job to help other people. People are starving. They literally have no food. We're so blessed. We have options. We have many, many options for each meal of the day. These people don't even have one option for one meal. So it's not just a chesed, it's our job, it's our obligation to help each other. And for Hashem to see that, how happy are we making him? How proud are we making him? So you have a beautiful organization. It's endless. What Colel Chabad does, what Pantry Packers does, it's amazing. It's amazing how everything is thought of, even tailored to people's dietary needs. It's amazing. I hope everyone can learn and know how important it is and how we take so much for granted.
Everybody watching this, just want you to know that every dollar that you write to Colel Chabad, every dollar you give, every check you write, the money is going beautifully and being spent great. So give them, give them, give them. Don't stop.
Finish off saying enjoy your dinner. Huh? Finish off, enjoy your dinner.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I guess I'm the only one giving a speech tonight of the honorees, so here it goes. Dear rabbis, honored guests, family, and friends, thank you all for coming out tonight. A special shout out to our friends and family. We love you guys. What a beautiful night. Everybody sitting in this room knows how awesome Colel Chabad is. Am I right? It's insane. Am Yisrael Chai. Just a quick thing I wanted to speak about. 2 words. The words are get involved. Get involved in chesed. It's so important. It's very easy to open your checkbook and write out a check. Keep doing that. But for the people that are not really involved, you are the ones missing out. Let me say that again. You are the ones missing out. I'm speaking to you tonight. There's a special feeling when you are really involved, an awesome feeling, like the way you feel tonight. I urge you to find something, pick something, and figure out how you can make it better. There's so many very smart businessmen in this crowd that build big businesses. Channel your creative genius and push it a little into getting involved, because you can make a big difference, a change, a new addition, a savings. You never know what it could be unless you get involved. A small spark can lead to something great, and once you have that small spark, tell your kids, show them what you accomplish. They look up to you and they want to follow in your ways, so get involved to be able to get them inspired. What the next generation can do is up to us. Let's all make a difference together. Thank you very much. Enjoy your dinner.
You guys were great tonight. The program is over. Invite you to enjoy the dinner and the rest of the evening. By the way, we raised about $50,000 on the Text-to-Pledge so far tonight. There is an anonymous donor. It's about 8:45, I believe. There's an anonymous donor that will match for the next 15 minutes any money that's raised. So what's the number? 51,000. So anything above 51,000 will be matched until 9 o'clock. I expect somebody will keep track of the time. Enjoy the rest of the night. Thanks again for a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you.
Hashem ki toy ki ne yoylom li yoylom chazdoi oy dina Hashem ki toy ki ne yoylom chazdoi oy dina Hashem ki toy ki ne yoylom li yoylom chazdoi oy dina Hashem ki toy ki ne yoylom chazdoi Apamoide es Hashem Apamoide es Hashem Apamoide es Hashem K'li'oilom li'oilom chasdoi Apamoide es Hashem Apamoide es Hashem Apamoide es Hashem K'li'oilom li'oilom chasdoi Did-it-a-lai-lai, thank you Hashem Did-it-a-lai-lai, thank you Hashem Did-it-a-lai-lai, thank you Hashem Thank you Hashem Did-it-a-lai-lai, thank you Hashem Did-it-a-lai-lai, thank you Hashem Did-it-a-lai-lai, thank you Hashem Thank you Hashem Apamoides Hashem K'li'oilom li'oilom chasdoi Apamoides Hashem Apamoides Hashem Apamoides Hashem K'li'oilom li'oilom chasdoi Did-it-a-lai-lai, thank you Hashem Did-it-a-lai-lai, thank you Hashem Did-it-a-lai-lai, thank you Hashem Thank you Hashem Did-it-a-lai-lai, thank you Hashem Did-it-a-lai-lai, thank you Hashem I did-it-a-lai-lai, thank you Hashem Thank you Hashem Keren ay le David avdecho ari kasner le ben yishai meshichecho We'd like to ask everyone to continue sending in texts. Open your phones, open your hearts. Give, give, give. Ayutzmichas keren, noi litovid avdecho, v'arichas ner, liven yishai meshichecho. Utzmichas keren Oy le David avdecho V'arichas ner Liven yishai meshichecho Lai 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 la Lai 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 la Lai 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 ho Lai 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 la Lai 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 Ein, ein, ein.